Hi, my name is Kristen and my practice is well balanced. You see, when we worry and when we stress, it physiologically changes our body and our chemistry. It changes our brain neural pathways, and it changes our body and causes illness. And it causes molecules of emotion. I've talked about that a lot, Dr. Candace Pert's book. And the fascial tissue reacts to our thoughts and our emotions, and the fascial tissue tightens up when we're stressed. And then those molecules of worry or emotion can't pass through our body, and they get stuck, and they cause illness, and they cause disease. And when we overthink and we overanalyze, and what's called looping, and we sit there and we say the same scenario over and over and over and over in our head, we literally are changing our neural pathways. We're almost becoming addicted to the worry, if that makes sense. And so not only when we worry are we rewiring our brain scientifically, medically, this is not just I'm talking energetically, but we're also poisoning our body with molecules of stress and emotion that are actually not healthy for us. And then you add on the component of when we're stressed and we're worried, our fascial tissue tightens up and our muscles contract, and therefore we cannot release toxins the way we normally would when we're relaxed and our body's functioning the way it needs to. So if you put all those together, it is a recipe for illness. And so I saw this woman about a year ago, and she flew in from out of town, and she was visiting her mother. And she's been in chronic pain for a while from a neck injury. And so I saw her last year, told her all about the fascial tissue and emotion and how healing comes when we feel the emotions, release it, let it go. You know, all the things I talk about on my video, but also when we relax, I can get that fascial tissue to open and we actually release the toxins from the body. And talking about retraining our mind on changing the way we think of something, and changing the way we see something actually changes the whole situation. So again, if you watch my videos, that is what I do for a living. So back to my client that I saw a year ago, taught her all this great stuff. And I get it. I get when we're not ready for something, I get it. We just can't absorb it. Told her all about that. She left feeling great last year. She wanted to practice releasing energetically thoughts that no longer served her. She got that it was her worry and her stress of not letting go of certain situations in her life that was causing her pain. See her a year later. Same issue. And again, I honor where anyone's at because I get it. When we're not ready, again, to walk through our letting go and our healing, we're just not ready. So she came back. But if you've ever watched my videos, our body gets louder and louder with our issues if we don't deal with them. So now, a year later, she comes and she's got chronic, it used to be neck and a little bit of arm, and now it's chronic back and spasming in her gut and her back, and can't sleep, and is tearful, and is not at all living the kind of life she would like to. She's an extreme athlete who loves to hike and climb and play tennis and things like that. All that has come to a halt because she's in so much pain. The minute she walked in the office, I knew again, exactly, it's emotional. And I know what it is. I mean, it's intuitive. I'm intuitive, but it's the same emotions that she dealt with last year. And I just respect where anybody's at. But came in, she sat on the table. She said, now I'm going to a neurologist. I'm going to an immunologist. I'm going to a back pain specialist. I'm going to a naturopath. And the list went on and on. And I listened. She goes, and no one can find anything. And I said, okay, do you trust me? And she said, yeah. I said, okay, remember last year when you came? And I said it was emotional and things like that. She said, yeah. I go, it's emotional. And I said, I even heard how you talk. You're talking like I'm broken, I'm this, I'm a terrible mother, all the things that don't progress us forward, all the words that don't progress us forward were coming out of her voice. And therefore, she's staying stuck in her pain because she is not moving forward and releasing. And I get it. How do you do that? And I get it. It's a new skill. And I told her, your brain is looping over and over again that you probably don't even realize. You're telling yourself you're broken, you'll never get healed, you're a terrible mother, you're a terrible wife, all the things that we feel when we don't feel good. It's like we loop and we stay there. I'll never be fixed. My back will always hurt. So she goes, well, what are the spasms in my body? I go, okay, so think of it. When we're tense and we're stressed, right? Okay, just tense up your muscles right now. If you tense them up, they get tired, right? And so if we're in chronic stress and we're in chronic worry and our head is looping over and over again about all the things that aren't going right in our life and how broken we are, our body's going to react. Remember, a long time ago I did a video on what we think in our mind is happening in our body as if it's happening in real life. So she is reliving her illness over and over again, actually supporting it. The body's going, I hear you, I hear you. Yep. I'll just tense up. Okay, so now she's asking why she is tremoring. Nobody can figure it out. I told her within 1 minute of her walking in, you're tremoring because, I said, you probably start to really tremor when you sleep. She goes, yeah, how'd you know? I go, because your body's relaxed, right? I go, think of holding a weight. So I picked up one of my weights and I go, you're holding this weight all day long, right? So of course the muscle is gonna get tired, right? And it's gonna start to kind of shake. She goes, yeah, I feel this shaking. I said, okay. So now you're gonna go to bed. You put that weight down after holding it all day and it aches and it's shaking more and it's uncomfortable, right? Because it has been fatigued. And now you can't get comfortable and it starts to wiggle a little more because it's so fatigued. Next day you pick up that weight and it starts to shake, right? I said, you're doing the same thing again with your thoughts. See, our mind and our body are so crazy related that what we think, we become. And so I said, you're telling your body this all day long and your body's all stressed and oh my gosh, you're never gonna move forward and you're never gonna heal and you're the worst person in the world. And we all know the story. I was just looking at my little dog. We all know the story. We do that quite often, all of us. I'm guilty of it too. But here's the thing. I said, the reason why no one can figure this out is because there's nothing really wrong with you. You're just holding on to emotions and thoughts that no longer serve you. She goes, oh. She goes, how did you know? I said, I just know. I would bet $1 million this is exactly what's going on. And she goes, oh, it's making sense. I go, of course it's making sense. Try holding that weight all day long. She goes, no, I get it. I go, that's what you're doing. So what I did with her, and I do it with all my clients now, if I see they can't release something, is I do that energy work where you, first of all, you ground yourself and you take that energetic shower and you see the light come in you. So I get her all nice and relaxed. Then we do the heart breathing and now she's even relaxed even more. Then we start to work on releasing all the things that she cannot control through her mind. So I have her close her eyes, right? And I see her picturing herself standing in front of each person, each thing that she's struggling with. And you say, thank you so much for all the lessons you taught me, but it no longer served me to be in conflict with you on this. I release you to the light for your healing and your guidance. And I call back my energy to me. And then I also had her rewrite contracts with each person and energetically send that up to God and call it back. So we did all that. And again, you can watch some of my videos on how to release energy. So we did that. Then I start to do the fascial stretch on her. Now that she's a little bit more relaxed. And as I'm doing the fascial stretch on her, of course, if you watch any of my videos, again, I'm intuitive. So I asked her, do you want to hear what is in your body? She said, of course. And we start to unpack all the emotions that are in her body that she has shoved down. And she is crying, which is so beautiful. I said, yes, you need to cry because it's like we're releasing the pressure valve. And she cried and she cried. And every time we felt something new in the body, she could feel it. And I would nail it right on to what she had been suppressing. You see, the body talks and the divine talk. And our body's trying to tell us something. When we get sick, our body is trying to tell us something. So I really am very passionate about educating people on the thoughts in our head literally do change us, A, physiologically, and B, emotionally, and C, it causes illness in our body, and D, it gets stuck in our fascia tissue, which actually causes more illness in our body. So, and I know that's a lot to unpack right now. If you're new to my videos, you can kind of go through all the videos that I try to keep them really short so people just get little nuggets. But how we walk into newness is really learning to feel our feelings and feeling the feeling of fear and anxiety. Acknowledge it. Don't write a story to it. Just acknowledge it. Whoa, this is uncomfortable. Those feelings do not last for very long when we acknowledge them. 2-3 minutes maybe. Breathe through it. I release you. Thank you so much. I told her to say, thank you so much to the feelings, but they no longer serve me. So I release you. So we can release the feelings. And then we ground ourselves and bring in the light. And then we picture all the newness going on in our lives. And we picture how we want our life to be. And you see, if we are writing the story of I'm broken, I'm a terrible mom, I'm a terrible wife, I'm this, I'm that, I'm no good, we are really literally projecting the life that we say we don't want, but we're really energetically asking for that, right? If we picture, I am moving forward, I am learning, I am growing, I am learning new tools. Life is a school where we learn to grow our soul. I am learning to grow my soul more. I can't graduate this class or this school and move on with life until I pass this class. So again, I try to keep things really simple in my head now that I know a little bit more about all this type of work, since I had cancer several times because I was shoving my emotion down into my body. So I don't speak because I don't know what I'm speaking about. I speak because I have walked this path, as well as all of you, all of us who live on this earth are going to deal with trauma and negative thoughts and things like that. But we don't have to stay stuck there. So walk into the wonder and mystery of life. Take the courage to step away from the old that no longer serves you. Walk into the newness of who you are designed to be. And reach out to me if you need any help. I'll start to put my website on the description on my videos, just so people who want to reach out. I do distant Zoom calls and things like that, but it really does take courage to walk into newness, especially if something's new and you don't understand it. So especially with the client that I saw, who I'd seen twice, and the issue still was occurring, right? I said, healing is never one and done. Healing, we can't just go to one session and think, I'm done, I'm already moving forward. And sometimes that does happen, and when it does happen, I rejoice. I'm like, thank you, God, for that. But most of the time, we need to learn some things in order to have some tools, in order to grow our soul, in order to walk into the newness. So this client in particular is a crazy athlete, and she was like already feeling good after one session, and I had to laugh. I said, I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking, now I'm healed, now I can move on. Now, I said, I already see where your thoughts are going. Stay in the moment. Absorb the beauty and the gift that you were given today. Just as if you had back surgery, just as if you had knee surgery or any kind of surgery physically, when we have emotional illnesses and injuries, it takes time to heal. Give yourself time is what I told her. Give yourself space, give yourself compassion and love. Start to learn the tools, start to really dig your roots in deep in this new way of thinking. Every time those feelings come back, you'll start to have tools on how to progress your life forward. So I'm very passionate about this because I just feel like we all have been given a gift of joy and peace that we just need to claim and walk into. And I feel like it's our birthright. And yes, it might take a little work, and yes, it might be something new, but I'm telling you, I get people like this in my office all the time with IBS or with Crohn's disease, or they have MS, or they have other autoimmune issues, or they have high blood sugar, or they have anything. And as soon as we get those emotions healed and released, they're like, my issues are gone. So anyways, thank you for listening. I hope I'm encouraging you all to step into the newness of who you're designed to be and have a beautiful life. For this life is short, and we're just here for a short time, so you might as well enjoy it and have fun. Have a great day. Goodbye. Hold on.